West Coast TO, the best with the Geo flow, the hardest and artists and artists live and direct. I do this shit for a check, and I am back again. Thank you for coming to check us out. Y'all been rocking with me. This is our 5th episode. Everywhere you're listening, I do appreciate it. Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever you're on, Google, whatever platform you're checking me out. This is the West Coast TO, the best with the Geo flow, the hardest regardless of any artist live and direct. I do this shit for a check, and you are listening to the Bruhwitdabeard podcast. Sit my ass back down. But as I was saying, you're listening to the Bruhwitdabeard podcast, and I am the Bruhwitdabeard. This is gonna be like a hard episode for me today. I really didn't feel like even getting on the mic because I'm dealing with a lot of stress today, and I'm trying to do teaching myself and we learning together and having this group therapy. I come do, like I said, I'm coming to chop it up with y'all. I got my blunt. We're gonna talk a little shit. But bruh going through some shit, y'all. You know what I mean? Like I lost my cousin of a cocaine overdose. They found fentanyl in her system. I was preparing myself to record this episode, and I got the call. Like I was setting my lights up, setting my camera up, you know what I mean? Getting the mic together. And my family is hysterical at the moment. And like I said, I'm here ready to work. And some people might have took the time to process it different. I was close to my cousin. And I ain't gonna even say her name. I just want y'all to know this is what I'm going. Because the situation is, I'm aware of what was going on. So, and this is all gonna tie into the story. But understand this, my cousin lost her life based on the life that she lived. And that goes in what I'm telling you guys. We have to protect our peace because I think I was in a more peaceful state before I heard the information. And then this kind of affected how I feel. And it's affected my tonality and how I project my message today. Because now my peace has been kind of, adjusted. I'm not at the same state I was before I pushed record on the camera, even before I set up the equipment. I got it. I was here. I was putting the mic together, connecting it, getting the zoom right on the camera, setting the lights up, setting the table up. And then I got a call. And I'm just the kind of person that likes to complete what I started. So in the motion of what I'm doing, I couldn't just put the podcast to the side to process this. And yes, they were that close to me. So it does affect me in that capacity. But I have to keep going. As I tell everybody else, we got to keep going. That's what we doing. We working on us. So it hurts to hear that this is what's going on. And then in the world today, we know there's a lot of people. If you know, sidebar, if you know people that get down with the powder, they snort, heroin, coke, whatever they do, you know what I mean? They buying their stuff from a third party dealer. Realize that everything is tainted right now. You know what I mean? Because I ain't in the moral thing. I'm not even going to tell you what you shouldn't do in that aspect. I'm going to tell you that there's none of that shit is safe at the moment. A lot of that shit is just fucked up. And you just got to be on your P's and Q's. And you probably should just stop because you can't filter it. And I'm not here to have a drug awareness conversation, talk about fentanyl. But what I'm telling you is that in protecting your peace, you have to protect yourself. You have to know what peace is. First of all, the definition, what is peace? Do we know what peace is? Do we know what protect means? You know what I mean? You need to look in the dictionary, Webster Dictionary, find out these definitions. What are these words meaning? Peace is freedom from disturbance. Do you have tranquility? Do you have freedom from disturbance? And protect. Protect is to keep safe from harm or injury. And a lot of us are not safe. We're harmful and we're in harm. We're injured. And at the same time, we're not free from anything. We're constantly disturbed. And we have to learn that when we project these words, everybody, protect your peace and all this whole stuff. it sounds good when y'all say it, but if you don't understand what peace is and you don't understand what protection is, then you're just quoting bullshit. You're just putting out there a bunch of stuff that you can't even follow, because you gotta understand this here. Peace is needed in all aspects of life, but it's a conflict with the negativity. And you probably wouldn't understand what peace was if you didn't have the negativity to compare it to. But for you to protect your peace, you have to be aware of how to protect yourself. You have to protect your mind, your body, your spirit, your emotions, your family. You have to protect what's valuable to you. So if you've never been in a protection mode, if you've never been able to defend yourself properly, how would you be able to protect your peace? How would you be able to get yourself together and fight the world day to day from things you can't see, unseen forces? I wasn't ready for the call I got. I wasn't prepared to process that information. And knowing who was calling me, I expected peace coming from it because it was a family member that I value, but not knowing that there was going to be negative or sad things coming in that conversation. So then my peace, I wasn't able to protect it at that moment. Or is this an example of what's really happening? I didn't have any time to put a shield up or filter the information I was receiving. So a nigga fucked up. That shit hurt. It makes me think about it, and where my cousin could have protected herself and what she was purchasing and what she was doing, how she was using it, how she was living her life, all that stuff. Her peace wasn't protected. She wasn't protected as a black woman, as a human, as a person, as an individual that's loved. Her peace wasn't protected. She probably didn't have the methods to do so. And in telling people that we need to protect our peace, we have to understand what those words mean. We have to understand you can't protect something that you have no knowledge of. Because have you ever been without harm or injury? Have you ever been in a situation where you didn't feel like you was affected by the situation and it was breaking you down and doing something to you that you couldn't control? Have you ever fought nothing? Like, have you ever shadow fought yourself? You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we think it's something else, and it's really, we can't protect our peace because we're not peaceful. We're not the peaceful one. We are the author of confusion. So if if I have freedom from everything negative, from everything disturbing, everything violent, everything, that's a state of mind, or is that a reality? We live in America. We live in ghettos. We live in poverty. So is that a peaceful environment? Have you already been injured by these environments? I'm not talking about fall and scuff your knee. I'm talking about in the reality. Have you been injured from your world? We know PTSD, they put it in situations for military people, but PTSD affects people in the urban community. People have seen violence, negativity, aggressiveness at a constant rate. It processed it and made them filter how they do everything in their day-to-day life. So they've been injured, they've been scarred in these situations, probably because they were not protected in those situations. We all need protection. The strongest man needs assistance because peace could protect you. But if you don't know what peace is, then how could you protect your peace? You're looking for a better. Remember I talked to y'all about feeling better, right? So it's cool to be better, but that's not even peace. Because you can increase the peace, but if you're not peaceful, what are we increasing? We need to get a standpoint, a balance, an even level of what peace even is. I know that a lot of people try to protect their family with weapons, protect their city with laws, but within their chest, within their heart, they're not protecting their emotions. They're not protecting their feelings. They're not protecting the person that they are and the thing that they want people to see and value, which is themselves. You might have a skill set, ability, a way you do things, and that works for you. But a lot of people don't really care for it, don't respect it, don't acknowledge you, don't big you up on it. So you don't feel like it's something to really project. You don't really like talking about it, but you value it and you want other people to value. But the only way you can protect your peace in that scenario is to keep it to yourself because the criticism hurts too much. The negative communication is not what you into. So you don't really like to push it out there. So you feel like that's protecting your peace. But what would really protect your peace is if you were strong enough to actually project who you were and live in that reality and absorb the life that you want to live by doing and being living in the truth that you have to be in, and instead of hiding yourself, trying to run and shun yourself from the reality of people giving you feedback. Everybody's not going to like everything. But you couldn't protect your peace by hiding and being scared to be peaceful in your own truth. And then a lot of people need help to be protected in their peace because your peace might be negative for somebody else. Think about that. What if your peace was my detriment? Like you brought forth, okay, I want to have fun. I'm going to enjoy myself. But in your enjoyment and fun, you was hurting me. You know, back in the days, a lot of people had fun in chasing people down and hunting people. You know, there was a class of individuals who used to take another class of individuals and enslave them and sell them and beat them and violently treat them. And that was amusement for this other class of people. So if you're saying, hey, I was having fun, I was enjoying myself, that was part of your peace, right? But if your peace was the thing that was going to devalue me, then I couldn't participate and support that. Uh, a lot of people watch sports. So in sports, there had a lot of teams that had names that had to be changed because they violated people's rights and their racial backgrounds with the titling of these teams. Now, the change of these names caused the uproar to the fans of the team, but it was all done to protect the peace and the mindset of the people who originally represented these names. But in protecting the peace of the one, he brought uproar to the other. None was negative, but it was the fact that people didn't understand what peace was and understand what protection was. Because to protect my namesake and the value of my family and my people, I would wish you would stop using these names, the public platform, and making money off these names and using them in a negative way. And the other side, the fans of those teams, didn't understand that to protect you, you have to protect me. It has to go back and forth. You can't have the biggest gun and kill off everybody. Somebody got to make you some more guns. Somebody got to make you some bullets, make some jails, have some police. It's some other people that got to protect you. That's part of the protection. That's part of the peace. You know, we ain't gonna even talk about police and all that, but they're there. They're supposed to protect and serve. So I don't know who they serving, but I done been served a few times, documents and hand of the law. But I never felt like at, I was protected. Um, Women are in relationships with men, and women are in relationships with women that they feel like they're not protected in, verbally, physically. That when they go out, that their safety is not highest thing on the list. You know, I think like a host, like somebody's in my presence that, hey, you're in my environment. I need to take care of you. Make sure you get home safely. Make sure you're good while you're around me. Make sure nothing happens to you. Everybody doesn't think like that because I treat people the way I want to be treated. If I'm screaming at you, you can scream back at me. But if I protect you, then I advise you to protect me because I'm supporting you. So a lot of ladies are in the situations where they believe like, okay, I'm with a man, I'm with a woman, I'm with the person that I believe that's here for me, but they don't feel safe. They don't feel protected. They went to schools, they learned, and they were in environments where they were victimized in certain ways because they weren't protected. Then they're in a relationship, they're with a man who puts his hands on them, violently treats them, mentally disrespects them. They don't feel protected. Then on the internet, there's a bunch of people saying, you need to protect your peace. You really think she knows how to do that? You think she really knows how to protect anything? She barely trying to clutch her purse and walk through this certain neighborhood to get back to her apartment. So a lot of things is that we have to teach each other as a community. And I don't mean just the black community. I mean like the community of of the listeners, the community in your neighborhood, your community at church, your community at work. Teach each other so we all can learn because we have to protect each other. We have to learn what protection is. And I don't mean guns and violence. I don't mean weapons. I don't mean martial arts and fighting, none of that stuff. I'm talking about really just learning how to protect yourself, like good diet that's protecting your health so you can live longer. Um, Good education that's protecting you so you can have an understanding of the world and probably increase your finance. You know, these things, protect is not an aggression word. It's really to help. It's an assistant word. And when I was younger, I wish I was protected from a lot of things. A lot of people grew up in environments where they never even partake in certain things because they were protected by family, friends, associates, loved ones to to keep them out of those situations, to keep them to avoid them even partaking in that stuff, so they wouldn't even be aware of it and it wouldn't affect their life. They were protected. And in that protection, they were able to establish peace in their life because they were able to withstand certain things and remove themselves from other things and not even partake in things because they wasn't even aware of it. Can't miss something you never had. So, you know, it's a lot of people who are out doing things and trying to do things because they thought that was peace. They thought they were searching for that. Oh, I want to go do this because that looked fun. But fun's not really peace. It can work, you know, together, but a lot of people equate fun with peace. Doing nothing should be peaceful. Finding a place and a space where you don't have to try, you don't have to push. All you have to do is be self, feel self, and relax and self. And a lot of people, you're not comfortable with yourself. So you could never protect your peace because you don't even like you. So how could you be peaceful by yourself? You need other things. You need material items. It's hard for you to be in a space of silence, solitude. You need some kind of destruction and aggression for you to call comfort, comfort. So what are you going to do? You're going to be disruptive. You're going to leave. You're going to get loud. You're going to do some things that you should probably are disturbing other people's peace. And for them to protect their peace, they got to get you the fuck away from them. So if you don't know that you are the non-peaceful, I don't even know if non-peaceful is the word, but if you're the nigga that's causing the bullshit, then why would somebody be in your space? Why would they be in your presence? Why would they even work around you? Why would they try to interact with you? How would they protect their peace? They would separate them from you. They would separate you from them. They would stop allowing you to partake, show up, come through, all that stuff. So, you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, I pray to God and I ask God to remove all the negative stuff around me, and then all my friends disappeared. It wasn't your friends. You was the negative thing around. God separated you from disturbing other people's peace. A lot of people don't even need to protect their peace. They just need to remove the fucking fervor and bullshit from around them. There's a lot of people in your life right now that you don't care for, but you keep them around for some reason. You just don't know how to tell them to leave you the fuck alone. And they draining you. And you probably having those conversations with them like, yeah, you know, we got to protect our peace. This your enemy, though. You just gave them a position to sit next to you. They working with you. You working with the enemy. You sleeping with the enemy. Yeah, you sleeping with the enemy. You in the bed with the dead. Right now, you probably in a relationship with somebody that hates your life, hate everything you do. You got growth in your mind. They want you to be behind. I'm trying to tell you, fuck all the rhyming shit is real talk. Like, you probably can't find peace because you inhabit the negative. You support the negative. You put the room and board up for the negative. You got the negative in your house. Your negative is your partner. The negative is your bitch. The negative is your nigga. So how could you protect peace if you never even established peace? You never even structured peace. The person that you with is not peaceful and you support negativity. Where is the protection in that? You haven't been protected. You are moving off of a scarred mindset. You're moving as a victim. So your first thing to do is attack first. So you can try to protect yourself. Listen to what I'm saying. You're trying to protect yourself. So your first thing to do is lash out. And everybody else's protection is to get away from you before you lash out. Because nobody's in peace when you're around. Nobody's in peace when you communicate. Nobody's in peace when they feel that your presence is coming. He on his way? Oh, damn. They already know things going to be adjusted. But to protect their peace, they limit the conversation they have with you. They only talk about certain things with you. They don't want you to even come through to certain shit because they know how you're going to affect the situation. And that's them protecting their peace. They have to eliminate you. They have to they have to do subtraction in the situation. How do I remove this energy I'm gonna feel? You know how he gets. You know how she be when she over here. You know how it is when dude comes. You know how she be acting. You know how if people got all this whole kind of conversation about you when they was thinking about inviting you to something, they're gonna separate that. They're gonna stop inviting you. They're not gonna tell you about it. They might, if they love you, they'll tell you about it. They'll update you. They'll try to give you a chance to fix things and make things better. Have communication, a platform for you to remove the negativities and change who you are in the eyes of those people. But if they don't give a fuck about all that chit chat and all that back and forth, hey man, say man, leave me the fuck alone, man. Who is your whack ass friend? Who is your partner, man? Get that nigga up out of here, man. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people that try to save face in the community by just being cool with everybody, mediate. You know what I mean? Like mayor, city type. You know what I mean? Niggas who sit there and niggas hate on niggas like that because they try to keep the peace. You know, you can't be cool with everybody, but if I'm cool with the nigga that you hate, am I supposed to hate that nigga because you hate that nigga? And if niggas live on that, they be like, oh yeah, that's my homeboy, so my enemy is your enemy. Okay, cool. I hear that. I hear that. That shit works sometimes when we doing street shit. But in the real world, it's because you had a discussion that didn't go right with one nigga. I'm supposed to be violently aggressive with this person. It doesn't really work like that. You putting me in bullshit. How can I protect my peace? Well, I need to be cool with everybody. I need to be like a barber. I need to be able to have a situation where people can come in and communicate with me from all lights, all areas, all stations, all mindsets, all races, and sit and feel comfortable and get the same service and feel like they can leave and come back to this situation peaceful, my nigga. Like, yeah, I'm coming back because I get what I came for, and there's no altercations, no negativity, it's no back and forth. You know, I'm known to be an aggressor. People know me for talking with the whole tone of I don't give a fuck and I don't like what you got going on. But the only reason they came to me because I was the filter. See, that's my job. I'm the filter. You only come to me to figure out what you should and what you shouldn't do. He's not asking me no rando ass questions. I'm not a car mechanic. I don't watch sports. I'm not into a lot of bullshit. And I'm not calling sports and cars shit bullshit. I'm just telling you, I'm not into a lot of bullshit. So the only thing I talk about is what I know about. So it might seem like I'm intelligent, but all I'm doing is protecting my peace. I don't want to get in an argument with you by steering you in the wrong direction because I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Now your peace has been disturbed and you can't protect your outcome because you're listening to the misguided. I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm here to support you. So if I don't know, I'm going to tell you I don't. We're going to look into it though. We're going to figure it out. But I'm not going to steer you the wrong direction because that would disturb your peace. That would put you in calamity. That would have you disturbed with no tranquility in your life coming because all you're going to be doing is trying to fix things. And when somebody looks for instructions and directions, they're not looking to go backwards. They're looking to move forward. So if you give them something that slows them down and takes away from their progression, then how do they increase their growth? They can't. And they believed in you. They trusted you. So the first thing to do for them to protect their peace and their next step, their next endeavor is to get you the fuck out their way. Because the last time they came to you, you did that. You gave them that information. So now how do they feel about you? You got to respond to yourself sometimes. You got to think who are you? Who are you in the situation? A lot of times we be trying to, project some shit and say some shit to our friends and think we giving them some good game and advice when you steering them in the wrong direction because you didn't even apply the situation. You've never even been in this scenario. You're trying to freestyle some knowledge. That's why people go to experts to find out shit. They want to go to somebody who has experience in the situation. And if you don't have any experience in peaceful living and tranquil lifestyle, you don't have any experience in stopping things and being able to filter bullshit and get things out your way, then how can you protect my peace? How can you protect your peace? How can I even think that you can even support me when I'm telling you that I had to keep that information from you? Like, Brian, I'm going to let you know I'm going to protect my peace because you're going to try to say, well, what's disturbing you? You, nigga. You are my disturbance. And that's a hard pill to swallow, but I don't take pills. I take vitamins. You know what I mean? It's going to help you out. Take them daily. You get used to them. They get in your system. They start working for you. But don't be disturbed by the way I sound and my tone. Understand it. I'm just protecting my peace. It's not about how loud I sound or how aggressive I sound. Over time, the aggression gonna come because people gonna get pissed off. They're gonna stop wanting to hear your bullshit. They're gonna be like, damn, nigga, man, I gave her my, man. You know, people start cutting their sentence off in the middle. They can't even get their word out. They done discussed it in their head so much. Now they just fucking disturbed. They just don't, they can't believe that they allowed this to happen. And they're not. So, that's the total opposite of peace. How are you peaceful when you disturb? You know what I mean? And if I could have protected it, then I wouldn't be unpeaceful. I would be in a state of bliss. Magnum opus. I can't even get there because I'm dealing with this constant battle. But the battle is only because, not the statement of protecting your peace, is because you don't understand what peace and protection is. You know who you are, so you know protect your peace. You know what that middle word is. You, all right, your shit. All right. But what is your peace? Have you ever really looked at your life and separated material items and people that you included and looked in the mirror, asshole naked, look in the mirror? Are you happy with that? Is that peaceful? Are you happy with what you see, what you hear, what you look at, what you listen to, what you are reflecting on with nothing else? Not the job you have in your education, not your family and your kids, not your woman and your man, not your dog and your car. You, your skin, your flesh, your feet, your eyes, your nose, your tone of voice, your weight. Are you happy? Are you in that? Is that peaceful for you? Work on that. Work on the free stuff first. Acquisition of material items is not going to give you peace. Spending your money in random directions is not going to give you. So you buy this shit. Now you don't have this money. Now you're trying to live in the standard of the new shit you got. And you lost your peace again because now you got to get some weapons and some cameras and some dogs and some niggas to stand around to protect the shit that was supposed to give you peace. So now, is your security protecting your peace or are they protecting your material items? And if some niggas steal your material items, you're not peaceful. And as soon as you get the material items, you're not peaceful because now you're thinking about how you protect these items that was supposed to give you peace. So now it's like a constant circle of nothingness because nothing is coming from what you thought it was. It's never even going to matriculate into what you thought it was going to be. You're losing peace. Piece by piece. Seem real lame to me. But, I don't fight against it. I'm not a real material person. I live a minimalist life. Anybody know me? I invest in equipment and things that I need to do my jobs, my child. I don't really purchase a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping. But my peace can't be equated with material items. If I lose something, if something, gets removed from my life, you know what I mean, then that's not part of my peace. That's just a thing. My peace is embodied in my spirit, in my mind, my thought process, my communication ability, and who I am day to day with nothing. All these other things are just company perks. So my peace can only be protected by my peace. I only can give my peace more peace. I know it's not a fight. To protect my peace, it should not be a fight. Understand, a fight is not peaceful. So how could you protect your peace by fighting against anything? That's impossible. But you'd even feel better by being aggressive towards something, thinking that in this fight, in this competition of trying to block things, that you're going to feel better in the midst of it. It will stop things from happening, but it's going to put you in a more aggressive state. You're going to be ready to brawl and compete so much, and not a competitive spirit of winning, not a competitive spirit of winning, and a competitive spirit of not being defeated. Now you're being challenged. I don't want to fight because I'm going to beat your motherfucking ass. You keep playing with me. And I don't want to be your enemy. Because now every day I got to protect myself from you trying to retaliate from last time I came beat your motherfucking ass. And as we grow, we ain't going to keep just fighting. Ain't going to keep being on hand-to-hand combat. I'm going to kill you. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be over after time. So we need to understand that to protect peace, you have to learn how to know who is the peace in your life. You might be the reason why you don't have peace. It's not your job, your girl, it's you. You are the negative energy. So how could you protect your peace if you are unpeaceful? And if you're a fighter, that don't mean you are a protector. Listen to me. You are not a protector because you are a fighter. Aggression does not equal protection. I could protect a lot of people with knowledge, information, and understanding and never break a sweat, never do anything violent because information could be peaceful protection. I could give you the knowledge and the awareness, and then you could protect yourself. You could be so aware of the situation that you wouldn't allow things to happen because you've been taught. But if you're afraid to learn that protection is not an aggression, that it's a knowledge, awareness, it's an ability, it's the je ne sais quoi, is how you finesse the situation. If you can understand what you're looking at, if you can read the room, if you can listen with both of your ears and close your mouth and understand what's being said and why people are saying, timing, all that thing. All these things affect the situation. It's a lot of things to have to do. A lot of people don't pay attention to that whole totality. They kind of blind themselves from absorbing things. But if you really take yourself in life as a sponge and you really see what's going on, it will be easier for you to protect yourself because you'll be aware of what you need to protect yourself from. And like I said, it's not all aggression. If you know your triggers, that's protecting yourself. Triggers in life, your emotional triggers. If you know what makes you sad, mad, aggressive, want to fight, and you know those things are included in certain instances or around certain people or environments, that you should remove yourself from that. You shouldn't even be in those environments. You shouldn't test yourself in those situations to see if you can fight against it. What is this fight for? Why are you so built up with this aggression and ready to fight? That's not protecting yourself. A martial art master protects himself by having the skill, not fighting with the skill. The fight is the fight. It has nothing to do with protecting yourself. It has to do with you fighting. You have to have the skill to fight. You can block and protect yourself. The nigga's still gonna beat the shit out you on the outside. You still gonna be hurt. You still gonna feel it. But you protected yourself. And if you fight, you still protected yourself. But if you didn't engage in the fight, if you had skill of communication and understanding to separate yourself from bullshit and not be caught up with negativity, that would be the ultimate level of protection. I'm not in shit because I don't get into shit. I don't have no issues with people. You don't have to like me. And you can tell me you don't like me. And we can discuss why you don't like me. And we can get to a point where we don't have to communicate. But if it turns into violence or aggression, we just fight. I'm not protecting nothing. If I pull a weapon out, you pull a weapon out, you're not protecting me. And you're not protecting yourself with that weapon. It's not finna protect you. I'm not saying you can't harm me with it, but you're not protecting yourself. You're pulling that weapon out because you're scared. That's fear. It's a whole different word. It's spelled different. Learn to accept what these words are and what they mean. Don't think you got a gun because you're going to protect something. Got that gun because you scared something going to happen. That's the bitch in you. Stop being a bitch. You want to protect yourself? Get your education up. Get your understanding. Know what you're dealing with. You move into the wolves, then get you some wolf traps. You move around the snakes, get you some snake traps. That gun ain't going to do shit if you can't aim at the motherfucking wolf. If you can't see the snake in the grass because it's all green, you miss it. You're not protecting nothing. And you in fear. You in constant fear and aggression, running around trying to protect what? Not your peace. That's not your peace, nigga. You protecting material items and things and all that shit don't have nothing to do with your peace. Your peace comes for free. You feel me? The game costs money, man. The P is free, man. KRS told you that. You feel me? Understand this though. If you're fighting yourself every day to protect yourself, you missing both plays. You're not peaceful. You're not protecting anything. You're just a fighter. And a lot of fighters get their ass whooped every day trying to learn how to be better fighters. Some people got a good punch. Some people got great defense. Some people learn the hard way and get pummeled through life and be beat the fuck up and tired every day. And then in the conversation you'll have with them, they say, man, I'm just out here protecting my peace. Nigga, you ain't protecting the shit. Look like peace done beat your ass. You got to really understand what life is doing to you and accept the truth of life. Life is not your friend. Life don't have shit to do with you. You just in life. And your life will end and life will keep going, just not yours. And in that, you can't make up all these little phrases and all this shit people be saying on the internet and think that's going to help you be who you want to be. You got to realize the English language has been there for a long time. Manipulation of letters don't do shit to help you. It's the understanding and the knowledge of what those letters and words mean, them incantations, those spells. You can't protect your peace if you don't know what peace is. You can't be protected if you never protected yourself in the past. You was a bitch ass nigga and niggas used to take your motherfucking milk in school, and then you sitting there with the bitch on the internet talking about, we gotta protect our peace. Huh? She don't believe you, nigga. She got a pistol in her purse, nigga, because she know you was a sucker, nigga. You can't protect shit, nigga. You can't fight your way out of a wet paper towel, nigga. You can't do shit, nigga. You's a sucker. Big lollipop in the streets. Niggas don't care about you. Nigga. The lady at the store cussed you out. Nigga. And she wasn't thinking about calling her sons, nigga. She was going to hit you in the head with her purse because she was a bitch. And your girl know that. And ladies, listen to me. If you're in a relationship with a man that don't protect you mentally, emotionally, and physically, you shouldn't be with him because you can't blame him for not doing it if you're already aware of his lack of ability to do so for himself. Don't argue with somebody because you know their reality, you know their truth. You know? That would be an ultimate way of protecting your peace. Not engaging in the things that you think you need to fight later. Being more aware, take more time to actually just analyze the situation, put things on paper, ask questions, inquire. Don't move on emotion and lust and passion. Move on actualities and facts. And that will protect your peace even more. That'll put you in a state of completion where you actually see the next step because you'll know what can actually happen based on what's available and what that person's ability is. You know somebody that's in your space right now, in your place, in your motherfucking phone, somebody you spend time with that wastes your time. And most of the time that you around them, you probably is a threat to your health and your motherfucking livelihood. But that's your partner though. So you fuck with bruh, you fuck with sis. That's your bitch, you know, you whatever, yeah, woo, all that other shit y'all be saying. But you say that to support them, like you on your ride or die. But why would you die riding with a motherfucker? How could they be in support of anything that you got going positive? You should do an analyzation of your list of friends and family. You know, all these people put you in negative situations or bad environments or how you fighting to live. Are they helping you protect your peace? And if you think that the gun that your cousin got and the fit in the hands that your brother got and your partner who know how to, and the bitch that know, none of that shit gonna protect your emotions and your feelings, your livelihood. Because if we had to shoot it out to get out the situation, then we knew we came in that situation having to shoot it out. It wasn't no protecting shit. It's part of the job. If I'm in the streets, if I'm an army vet, if I'm a police or whatever, I ain't never gonna be no police. Fuck out of here. Never that. But if I'm out here, boom, shoot out with a nigga, nah, shooting right. I'm not protecting myself. That's part of the job. To protect myself, I wouldn't have been the nigga out there shooting. I wouldn't have been expendable. Destruction comes ahead of time. You gotta think about it. If you fighting to live, you living to die. I'm not fighting nobody. So protecting yourself is not a fight. And peace is not a small thing. Every day we live in a small little window that everybody has is 24 hours. And some people's 24 hours encompass a lot of things that other people's don't. So in their travels, in their day-to-day movements, how they get their money, is no peace. And the only protection they got is physical, violent protection. Mentally, they're not protected. Emotionally, they're not protected. They're not in a safe space. They can't open up. They can't talk to people. They can't express how they feel based on certain situations. They can't ask for help. They can't even tell people what happened because that would reveal too much. So they're unable to protect their peace. If you can look in the mirror and know that you're hurting, you feel bad, then you're not in a peaceful state. Physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, a lot of niggas is not peaceful. A lot of people is not peaceful. A lot of women are not peaceful. A lot of dogs and cats is not peaceful. And to protect the peace that you don't have is impossible. So you have to establish one and then understand what the other one is. Because a lot of people get, acquisitions, material items, and then they get heavy levels of security to protect them from being robbed from these things or hurt. Somebody trying to take those things from them. Where's the peace? What are you protecting? These new items or yourself? You protecting those items. You still a victim. They take them from you. Oh, I got insurance. Yeah, that nigga popped you for some bullshit. Was you happy about it? Did it make you feel ecstatic? Were you feeling in state of tranquility, my Ninja Turtle? I doubt it. But check it out. I'm finna wrap it up, B. Wrap it up like a condom. It's the West Coast Teal, the best of Geo Flow, the hardest artist, any artist live and direct. I do this shit for the check. Tower for Hire, Bruh with the Beard podcast. This is the Bruh with the Beard podcast. Subscribe, like, comment, share the shorts. Go get some merch. I got the link in the bio, link tree. You can listen to it on all platforms. You can get some merch. You can check out my sponsors. Support. I'm doing today t-shirt I got on. This is a Eat the Trash shirt from my people out in Louisiana, Swelly Swell. He got the motherfucking Swollen Ant empire going real big, you know what I mean? We got some big shit out there, you know what I mean? I want to salute and support anybody in the world that supports me. If you're listening to my word, if you process my information, if you take anything I say as a heed, as a grain of salt, like if you fucking with my shit, nigga, what? If you fucking with my shit, if you like my content, you can support, bruh. Just tell somebody, send it to somebody. Hitting the like button will help me. Subscribing will help me. Sharing it will help me. Because if I'm helping you, you can help me. And we'll all be protecting our peace. We just be peaceful in our living in our existence. You know what I mean? I'm out, y'all. I'm a holler.